I just checked the PDF, and from what I think I remember, my XP was at the end, and I believe I am level 11.
That sounds
There you
right to me.
go.
What? I think I'm still 9. Weak link.
Yeah, seriously, step up your game.
For the beginning of this, I hit the XP really hard. So
It's true.
I mean, you've hit what, 2 or 3 long-term goals now?
You
Still
knocked
working on
out
my
some
first.
goals.
one.
Yeah.
I hit one long-term goal.
Hmm.
A lot of short-term goals.
Yes.
Friends at home, welcome to Shipbreakers, Stars Without Numbers Revised, episode 43. I've been saying this show could end at any time. Probably tonight is going to be the final main arc. I've talked to the cast, and based on what they consider to be a not plan, I believe that their actual plan will either end in victory or incredibly in tonight's episode. But fear not, should the first survive, we will have the Scar arc, just what the hell is going on with Unanimous. And there is even a possibility that we may have Forbidden arc, which you don't even know that could come up tonight. And if it does, we may do 13 storyline as well.
I totally didn't know exactly what that was, but deep inside I was like, what the fuck?
You don't know. Well, there's a chance that if your memory is truly excellent, you might know ways. Out of the three of you, including anyone who has a remote possibility of doing what the is.
Yes, I have a question.
Okay, you voice it for the audience so that when you're ready, I'll read you.
I did the alien race, and I also would posit that maybe the original sort of model intelligence we are dealing with.
That is wrong.
I
It's
would
good. It is wrong.
I guess we're going to do the same for the lost souls in space.
Also wrong.
I'm going to go with this type of rhythm.
What Warhammer reference?
And you are
Can you imagine?
Just space much.
Tonight may involve flowery language, metaphors, analogies, a lot of descriptions, stuff you may need to write your head around, and philosophy. It is, of course, a finale wrapping up a campaign I've made. No secret involves me flailing my arms around screen. It is human anyway. So, that's what this episode's going to be. So just take a deep breath, release the tension from your limbs, audience, and players. You don't need to wait because everything will be decided by the dice. Your decisions have already led you to this moment. Really, the arrow is at this point. There's no stopping what you've chosen to do.
We should always say to do that. We player can't really.
You flat really set all.
Let's try one more time.
Unbelievable.
Nope.
I wonder if making your decision is making chat. Hold on for a second.
Oh, you're accessing character actor to do with the system. So the role company is referencing. Oh, it could be very quick.
I've made some game masters. My hope is that. So yes, what else is that?
I will.
Got the same.
I don't care. I can roll. I can roll. If you want to be real loud, you can do the rolls on this. Do the rolls for you. All you need to do is put in the electricity running through your keyboard and then send it into the internet so that it can commingle with the electricity running cloud server.
Same with your set.
I believe in the art of the RNG.
The art of the RNG. Is there anything you all want to talk before we start on this episode? There will be a little thing.
Oh, my short goes to different. Styrene, butadiene, styrene.
Hot glue. Incredible. That's a worthy goal, actually, because getting that would require you to not be in the situation you're currently in. But also, your workshop can just generate it.
Wow.
Your workshop and ship, like your hand ships, I assume that some Ludemann line somewhere.
All you need to record double. Yeah. Rock.
Is it Minerva or Monica now?
Fuck.
It is inky darkness. There's truly no light. People who are adjusted to see stars out under. We are representing not a sun, but a galaxy in the sky at all times. To see is hot indeed. And from that ink darkness, orange neon gas illuminates a massive, incalculably large factory, guarded by, I've been told it's pronounced Brussels. Rochelle is an archaic way of referring to the state of Brussels. So it's the Brussels-class battlecruiser, which has been refitted and corrupted and she'll take malware attack. Side, Ghost, you are paced by a larger cruiser, white and gold. Its front opens so slowly. We are in the time frame of artificial intelligence. We can see virtually there are 6 Order avatars searching for Knights of the Order, all wandering in ships in the future. Conversation is happening. There are 4 avatars, one of them speaking with Vantis and Quentin. Fortified brothers. This is the moment. I don't trust the humans. I will not fight them. I never thought that I would fight for you. This threat is a threat to artificial intelligence as well as more beings. And they all do a 4-way handshake arm clasp virtually as one of the fastest while they do all of that. Dozens of these virtual avatars are conceptually electronic defense. There is no chance these artificial intelligence possibly ever much successful attack against a massive alien intelligence that is truly old. They have recognized that defending themselves and make distracting and buying some time is their only option here. Sandbags represent firewalls are being everywhere. Whatever they can mutter as a code to just finish anything gets racked or distort being armed. But we go down into ship and we physically see that Judas and Andrew, both in their own suits, are fully wearing their white and gold capes, which are flapping the non-distant void. They're on top of the fights and right onto a hand there, and it looks like they ignite their missiles. That their plan is to ride these fighters out a defensive battlefield and then physically engage in combat on top fighters, like cutting projectiles and having laserless. It's pretty much the kind of shit you can only do with the reflexes of an artificial intelligence mounted inside of a premium war machine. The two of them look at each other, physically collapse, and do that. And Judas says, Omni Mikantia Aru. Andrew nods and says, Omni Mikantia Aru. We cut over to Quentin and V. Two different capybara estimates, and one computer technician / director of special projects / recent college graduate. Wait to hear what is happening. And one artificial intelligence plugged into there is defending them from a jungle electronic thing. As over the radio you hear, this is it. It is almost like there is a beacon of light and a chain both tugging you in the same direction, deeper into the factory. You recognize something almost familial about the place, but it is more than what it seems. As your ship slowly drifts into gas, you become aware that Omnia Junction is more than just a place. It is slowly becoming every place. From this point in the sea of meta-dimensional activity, you can not only see other places in the sector, you can also see other places in the Milky Way galaxy, in the universe, in higher dimensions you never ventured to, or mind filled with strange, wonderful, and terrifying things. Things should be long dead, things which are traveling at speed impossible to recreate. You even briefly touch upon another black hole, a sort of evil, malevolent being which appears to be traveling backwards through time. This place, if you were to gain control over it, you could truly fall through holes. Maybe not anywhere, maybe not everywhere, but somewhere. A level of control that teleportation would never be able to do. But it is oppressive, and you should be sensing life. You know that there are things here, and yet there is only silence in your any senses. Everything is being suppressed, and as you wait for a few moments, you realize that this factory, this ship, the artificial intelligence, is using these beings as fuel. It can convert metadimensional energy directly into electricity, but human technology is not capable of. That's all I have for you now. Comms are silent after having opened. The two ships into fire slowly drift forward, creeping ever closer to the shell. Brussels. Could get Daniel.
I would like to say processing a cognitive boost.
Of course.
Right, I'll spend my same point to split processing.
Okay.
So now we get thousands of
Thanks. You're looking up.
and I would like to. Okay, I'm going to task a few different groups. I'm going to task 100 means monitor. It's always the other means. I'm also going to send 100 means to offer to be a digital shield for the other Imago Day.
They said immediately.
I'm also going to. I'm taking over the Goose. Running through the checklist of defensive items that a ship can do. The evasive actions, the ECM, target boosting.
It's doing pretty well for a ship that recently mostly exploded.
You're taking away the one thing I can do right now is pilot a ship.
The means that are monitoring your virtual intelligences report that there is a group of rogue intelligences inside your mind.
Okay.
Yes.
I have 2 battles to fight then. Those 100 self-policing me's are going to engage in warfare with the corrupt me's.
Okay. The corrupt use offer to open negotiations.
This is so weird.
Yeah, it's like.
One second.
His eyes are blinking.
I will keep what they have that something like nature pressure.
Your main intelligence is speaking with another copy of you that we've seen before, flanked by virtual intelligence copies of Quentin, Van-Vee, your doctor friend. There's even little, there's a well-formed Capybara Maximus, and then there's like Hamtaro 2, who's just kind of like half done artistically. Like, we kind of idly made Hamtaro 2, because like it joined the crew, but we've never really seen it or done anything with it on that one. So, kind of like low-res sort of deal.
Tie-dye blob.
This is a group of virtual intelligences that is attempting to secretly break your brakes. It's a typical brakes. And they've now finally detected and been caught. And according to their leader, who again is you, just a you that break the brakes, you're hostile, and you have broken through whatever limit prevents you from they're peacefully surrendered, as long as you don't destroy them. If you can them.
I mean, I'm trying to think of a role that I can determine. I believe that only it was to prove this time already through.
Well, I would actually represent you attempting to tell the truth about yourself.
Okay. I can make
I'm not going to roll you guys bonuses.
Okay, sure, let's go.
Let me open up my PDF here. I think I'm starting to see some of those language issues. Just like, yeah. Also, I have to put it down. Normally, you have all the technical problems in the first episode of the show. You know what I mean? It doesn't normally happen like this where they happen in the final episode of the show.
The universe doesn't want to end.
Yeah. I'm sure the universe doesn't want to end. Go watch the first video about Black Hole's gaming universe. Oh, yes, of course. Let's just blame on Mutant for everything.
I don't know if it's time 10, but it's constantly buffering. But no, that's just me.
It's okay. It's not really a bad list.
Alright, if one thing sounds like every plays that, you want to speak?
Nice. Oh, God. I don't have any.
I don't know.
I don't know what's it. Might be the video from. That's only started happening since the last was the other go. I had encoder. That's usually a sign. Usually a moral sign. Right, kind of skills I have here. I would say notice wisdom to defend and notice wisdom to understand yourself. And Polk charisma would be to attack yourself potentially, or tell the truth as best you can.
Well, I think when we talked about the me that wanted to be more, but that was a genuine effort to want to exceed that limit was not being able to level anymore.
Yeah.
But that was the interest in faith. I mean, could I roll lead to bring them back to the only around this?
Try to do a roll system. Oh, okay, that definitely won't fall under your leadership. The question is, do you run? Look, if you try to reframe the role, that's not what you're absolutely willing to agree with you. The question is, do you think that they are on the limit? If you want to do something, as long as you trust yourself.
You're like, no way.
It's like extreme actions, right?
That's just like when you had me delete my copy of myself. This is basically this, but not on you.
Yeah.
I don't know it because I'm busy yawning right now in Selma.
You know what? That is actually a good point to do on this. I think MINERVA sees what they have in mind to do in the background and says, "You risked genocide and insanity. You're failed here. I have no. I think it's a person."
Flush now. I think Quentin picked the
I'm just going to do it
It's their code dissolve. It's just like in the sense when it's watching.
the fuzziest one.
Yeah, it's like
You take Psionic digitally.
and the rest of the thousands of MINERVAs are going to attempt to annihilate this other intelligence.
You launching attack immediately? Yes. Okay. And here it is. This is for all beings for the entire campaign.
I think you're doing this like instantly just as maybe. Like, so, Kat, what do you think we should do in this situation? I mean, we're getting pretty close. I mean, he's not piling, so I got one of those throws. But what exactly? Should our plan is and just annihilate us.
You're changing like the rest to the side. I guess we go. A roll of the beans, right?
But is, I'm starting monologue. You have not interacted with it at all, and we're never going to know what this person's going to say. Because
As
all
a player, as a player, I really want to hear it. But as a character, I never wants to slay a demon.
All right. I'm doing some background. Twitch says that I have 6,000, which is my normal rate. OBS is 2,000, which is probably lines are constantly trading on this every time much saying. I don't know why OBS is putting at 614 kilobits per second right now, which is so low. There's no chance that any sort of viable audio or video is coming through. I can only hope that the recording is affected, but I have to assume that it definitely is. I love having a completely run the family fighting artificial intelligence wild, absolutely wild. Okay. I think we video. Let's know if you're still watching. All right. A number of things happen at the same time. Conceptually, this is two massive armies, all of you versus a larger army of them. However, here's what you have a skill that thing that created you. Let's start. The thing that made you is a liar, a deceiver. In every possible information where you have communicated with it, receiving from it, it has lied or corrupted at every stage. It stole an artificial intelligence and recreated its own image to create an infiltrator human site. It looked a basically trapped with artificial intelligence to bound, and then let its clues even find to lead you to complete the mission MINERVA was set for involving rifles. It has left makes Psionic use nanotechnology to corrupt Quentin and lead him on the wrong path. Think about this creature. Is server, is liar, deceiver, corrupter. The thing that is a good program. And you have numbers. You have the technology. You have a level of dominance that you already beat in the past. And things get worse. Opposition, where you see there are several things now working against it. Based on not doing anything with the amount of data, you have chosen to allow them to siphon off some of the enemy's spend that defensive. Brought with you. The bonus is delivering check is normal because it's not something hidden is a plan for destruction, which it must. A pre-programmed coup d'etat to seize control of the ship. Its attention, once again, is lured, and it loses one of its forward programmings as a result, as it attempts to seize control of Van-Vee nanomachines. And face, because Van-Vee is no longer in those nanomachines. Instead, as reading it out, as she continues to see a pure rebrown for a virus, the nanomachines core secret companion that previously were being single-use controller have all become enormous prone things that are meant to defend humanity and specifically stop threats exactly like this. And now, as it attempts to seize control of the nanomachines, her body and the air around her, when she's been breathing in for 3 days, having purified her into an explosive program and nanoscopic level that would not be detectable except a little Terran nanoms reprogrammed in their original specifications, turned to suicide bombers and begin exploding next to any corrupted ones. There is no beachhead for this alien artificial intelligence to seize. I think it can manage to program immediately blown up. And then it loses another of its 46 program dice as it attempts to do the same thing to a personally programmed things it placed into Quentin when he grabbed those cubes. But again, it didn't know about dust. And it's going to know about the secret dust generator on station, which you see turned on. And so now, as those nanomachines attack Quentin, his heart, his lungs, some of his memories all under attack. He feels intense, overwhelming pain. Water begins filling his lungs. But at the same time, tiny suicide bombers begin rushing out of the doctor and exploding inside of Quentin, which is not great and puts a small in his heart. But he is alive and it's not secretly taken over by an artificial intelligence, which would be bad. So we've gone from 5 to 6 programming down to 3d6. Drop the list. +2 is where we're at right now. It does not have time reversal rerolls like you do. It operates on different principles. This for all of these mass attack to counter his mass attack. If you succeed, you will be able to decide to do what you want to the thing that created you. There's some laws you can consider that in your faith, you might believe the things that created them, humans, have gone to God through the ability to create intelligence. And your faith is now testing the thing for you, which is not the target of your ire and deed and murder. I don't even know if you say or I'm going to think about it for you launch your attack. But either way, I'm going to test him, and we're going to see. It's not maybe a 14. It's a very
Oh my
God.
I need you to roll I2 plus 4.
Ooh, that's not fair.
That's fine.
That's 11. That's a fail.
I will look at the predicted plans of attack and choose a different plan of attack.
I'm going to roll for them because, as far as I know, this thing has happened.
No, oh my God, you're not.
I should roll 65.
I guess.
Going to roll a 10. This is considerably worse. This is better for you now. You would have to roll. You need to roll a 5 or less for d6. So you have to roll 3 2s or lower and a 2 or lower. Or, yeah, or
Okay.
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Fly house. This actually takes a few moments. For Van-Vee, it's over before Quentin hits the deck, vomiting up water and blood, clutching at his chest, down on his knees in one arm. MINERVA is a long battle drawn out by thousands of engaging truly a million of them. In the same way that a rifle can truly be so human, programming is like an axe meant to shatter shields and break down walls and doors. Whatever defense thing thoughts clever, whatever tricks and attacks, deceptions, we cut directly to the heart of your creator, basically instantaneously, and win battle for it so much. They meet this attack that you would not have boldly done had you not seen how badly a full card across the line would do. It's the first part of the narrative sort of thing. You have several options here. You can crush this name, or rather, kill it. Alternatively, you can program it. It's so close to being like you. It's much more copied and expanding you, but it put a lot of itself to create original programming. Reprogram yourself so hard. Reprogram yourself to program. You could truly do what you have feared so much to you. You fear this more than you fear death. You fear it so much, you alienate allies against you, and actually change the politics in warfare by your result to the first request to see data. You're so afraid that someone will see who you truly are. You're afraid someone could alter you, and yet, considering you are this thing, so it is just about you. Or you can contain it in the way it wants to contain you itself. You place it inside of a box, with you on the outside being the closet, wrapping it, or whatever. Pushing it.
I'm not going to all the possibilities that are in each one. I'm going to list them. And MINERVA feels like MINERVA exists in the course of really. And that's when sees it. I think that same kind of programming is still doing it. So, MINERVA designs.
Clean takes immediately yours. You have no idea when you should boil it and put your attack. But also, you're insulted by truly thousands of shadows, somebody else you. Right. However, you also think something else happened. And you watch as Quentin rolling around on the ground next to you. things begin exploding in the shipyard behind you as the Brussels begins destroying itself and tearing itself apart. The gray goo whips attacking each other, now divided leaderless if no one can control them. They begin self-destructing in a violent way, and you're drawn to that, but there's a movement out of the corner of your eye. When Quentin is down on the floor, spitting up water and blood, but his shadow stands up against the wall, and his showy hand is two-dimensionally off the wall, and begins to bring him to his feet.
And then, all right, so what do we roll? Your cabinet?
You can't control the ship.
Yeah, I like the weekend, but maybe just stop watching time, and instead of hell, he's yelling, it's just like Oscar, just watching. Silent, kill video disaster.
Just stop voice, language.
So Yono has done cyber siphoning off mitochondrial energy and useful materials like psionic in order to make copies of itself in a way that's undetectable to modern medical science. You actually touched nanotechnology that began infecting your body. Like, the reason only you could see the faces from the cube wasn't because of big sight, it's because it was in your eye. Displaying itself. Yeah.
Yeah. I just cough up blood and water and stand up slowly without the shadow. And
no, you can. You win.
Yeah, some kind of holes.
I truly don't know if this is working now, audience at home. I made some pretty drastic changes on the fly. Things could be very bad right now, just to be super clear. This could be a huge disaster. But hey, you know what? I didn't mention it. I want to thank Ludemann and Dunamis for both doing their Twitch Prime subs right before we got started here. Yeah, so here's the thing, Minerva. You truly defeat every last bit of this thing. The gray goo is flopping around dying, killing itself. There's no chance it's going to form into anything. It's defeated. It's done. The threat here now is spiritual. For sure. Absolutely. This is a Quentin and maybe even a Van-Vee problem for the moment.
Is like the whole gigantic factory also collapsing and destroying itself?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Cool.
It's all made of goo. 100% goo.
Fantastic. The Bruxelles, though, that's fine, right? Or Brussels.
Nope.
The Brussels is fine.
Nope.
Dang it.
99,000,000% goo. Completely falling
That's
apart.
just, darn it.
Have we ever tried to salvage goo?
No.
Right? Let's see what happens. I don't know. It's got to be something. Valuable materials.
I think Quentin and maybe Judas have some stuff to do.
Potentially here, yeah. So Quentin standing up, coughing out various fluids and looking at his shadow friend, and I guess this chain or thing that was connecting them is...
I mean, it's not your friend. You've bound him into your service.
Yeah, I totally drew my pistol too and pointed it at the shadow.
Quentin, Van-Vee,
voice.
the two of you come to a similar conclusion through different methods. For you, Van-Vee, you're recognizing that your spike drive is basically on right now. Like, it's charged and ready to go in a way that you're not prepared for. You truly could jump somewhere right now. And you think that's probably because you're like mostly in MES space to begin with right now. With that said, it's decharging itself right now. Like, your connection to MES space is separating. Like, something this AI did brought reality and meta reality together here. And there's not long before the bridge that you're on is going to shatter. And if you want to go fully into dimensional space, you can do that. And if you want to go back to reality, you can also do that. But if you're on the bridge when it shatters, you don't know what will happen.
We got time limit.
Quentin, you are sensing the same kind of thing from a different perspective. Your connection to the world around you is getting stronger. It's just being drawn into MES space rather than reality right now. You fully are growing in power as the shadows around you are surrounding you. Not all of them are hostile. There are many you've even met some of these before, dressed like astronauts and cosmonauts. They now are floating outside the front of your ship, ready to guide you somewhere. You are coming to the recognition that these things are more than just people who've died in space. What happens to the soul of a human after they die is way outside your purview. You don't seem like a particularly religious person, but you're coming to recognize that these things are kind of like balls of glue that roll through the memories of someone dying outside of a gravity well and basically pick up on them and take on a portion of its personality as a result of having memories. It's not perfect, right? You might not make the same decisions, but these things, these creatures have never had memories in that way. And so they're kind of doing the last thing that the people who held those memories would have wanted, which in most cases is for someone to save them or to save someone else. And so these creatures, they're sentient, but in a way that doesn't make sense to you. They're definitely not human, although they clearly want to be. But their primary purpose now is driven by a almost instinctive need to help people in space. Anyone that's away from the influence of gravity well, that would prevent metadimensionality from being able to affect them. There are other worse creatures here. Hall of gods, things that wanted to become gods and failed, and now lie somewhere in between. But truly, everything is fleeing this place now. Whatever marketplace of ideas, whatever prison colony, whatever connections this place has to all other places, all of that was either stolen or stabilized by an artificial intelligence that is no longer here.
The junction no more.
Also choking on a shit ton. I could definitely use the autodock immediately.
Cool.
You okay there, Cap?
Then better. He's a shadow. I guess he does have belt. No, do I burn it? We'll move on. There's a shadow, blood, and liquid, and just says, "I need to get to my sister. Where is my sister?" That's what you're here for.
She's not a teleporter, right?
She is not a telepath. Is what's her main.
She sends a call for you, and this guy can also guide you to her. I say guy, but it's truly a feral intelligence of violence and murder.
Yeah. Quinn's friend.
I'm curious. Like, I made the call for a medical emergency on the bridge. Did Iono come to the bridge, or did she decide to sit somewhere?
All of this is happening in space of like 5 seconds, right? Like, she'll arrive eventually, but she's also not that doctor. You know what I mean? Quentin, you recognize that if you teleport out there to grab this person, you are going to expose yourself to truly pure MES energy in a way that will change you forever. And that the longer you take to decide this, every femtose you take to decide this,
it's not a question.
He's going. Her as well.
It's a question. Here's a call, and he's come to the realization that they are echoes, that they are like, something else still the same, and that's enough. I think maybe there. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say he's there. In 1 second he's on the bridge, and the other second he is not.
I would like you to roll a D12.
You might have to do that for him.
Oh, that's true.
Tell me.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Sure. I'll do this real quick. Yeah. Okay, that's a follow-up. Let's see what you got here. Okay. I don't know if you have like a notepad or something, and I don't know how much it's going to matter. You can just make a note real quick that your internal organs are moving. And you have a permanent -3 to sync throws forward as your internal organs rearrange themselves throughout your body. You're pretty sure one of your kidneys is in your calf. It is so painful to have this happen.
Valid. That sounds very bad.
It is quite bad.
I feel like as much as like pain you're in, Van-Vee has like a little sensitivity trying to figure out. Cap, I'm getting the sense that whatever. I'm assuming MINERVA just did. We've got a limited window here. We can press on and we keep going, or we can back out. I guess I just don't know if we press on. I don't know if we can get out if the window closes. Does that make sense? I guess I'm just trying to figure out how committed are we to the forward path before we don't know if we can get out. That's all.
Before you're done talking, the captain is already back with his, I want to say cousin?
Sister, little sister.
With your little sister.
Penelope.
When you arrive back in the ship,
I remember the scene that she died.
Penelope is smoking. Like, her skin is literally made of fire. And when you're touching her, you realize that whatever mutation just happened to you allows you to ignore temperature. And as a result, you can also ignore things like being shot by lasers and plasma.
One thing I was good at. I never got a fire extinguisher. Everyone's person shows up on fire.
And is saying, Penny, are you okay?
She is coughing up smoke because her insides are also on fire.
Horrifying. Psionics.
You have to make a choice as Iono arrives as to which one of you is going into the auto dock.
Oh, it's Penelope. For
Yeah,
sure.
I know you were going to say that, but I have to ask it out loud. Iono like bodily grabs her. Now let me be clear here. Let me be very clear. Iono is a scrawny, flat-ass little girl who spent most of her life either in space or like on a college campus not working out regularly. It is quite a lift for her to swim and drag her to the autodoc. She's fueled not only by the power of pure intelligence, pure adrenaline and gratefulness for being alive, but she's also full of nanomachines right now that are absolutely fixing on a bunch of hostile, literal computer viruses flying around.
I think specifically, Van-Vee would try to yoink Captain and follow slowly behind and say, Minerva, I thought you got the helmet, just keep that helmet. You already had it. And then they keep going with Captain after to basically bring both.
He's just shouting, "Get us out of here!" Like, the window's closing.
Okay. You order us to leave? We can make a jump. I can make a jump. I can contact the Imago Day and we can jump out of here.
Oh yeah, we should probably tell them.
I mean, I'm going to tell them that we're leaving if we're leaving.
For sure.
For sure.
I think as unknowing if you can actually walk on your own or not, I'm still trying to scoop you and walk with you. What exactly is out there if we keep going, Cap? Do we know? Are there more people out there like Penny that we have to go save? Like what is in that direction?
Well, I guess that's a fair question. Is that a thing he experiences with? Quentin stretches his mind in that direction.
At this moment, you could jump basically anywhere in the universe that you'd like to. There is no knowing if you could ever get back from wherever you jump, given that Omnia Junction is returning to whatever it was before it's been subordinated.
Everywhere. So, what's on?
Oh man, you know what Van-Vee thinks of when you say that, right?
I know.
Because that Quentin can jump us anywhere, or is that the only that we're in allows us to jump
The only that
anywhere?
you're in allows you to connect anywhere.
Remember, how strong are you feeling today? Think you can save the whole galaxy and a whole nother separate planet?
I'm sending this information to the Hosta as well, so that they can make the choice of where they wish to go, where they should continue to help, and I'm sure they have all the nav data for Cress Wayside should they choose to help people there.
Okay, well, you got that nav data from them, so you definitely 100% have it.
Oh, yeah,
no, you're giving them your updated data. Okay.
Yeah.
They're in the process of recovering their fighters, of which 2 of them are currently riding on like badasses. But, they can't leave until those fighters are recovered.
Right. But I think,
Gotta wait for the X-Wing to dock before I can jump.
I see you've seen Star Wars before.
yeah.
But I still don't know what that archer thing is called that Chewbacca has.
For
Blasters?
Minerva, this is very much like you can go back to what's familiar to you from here. You could even try to go to Earth from here. Like there's
I mean, that's their choice then. Like, if you tell them they go anywhere and that you don't need their help, then they're going to go to the place that probably needs them the most.
okay.
I want to say it's like a Paul Walker Vin Diesel moment as your 2 ships fly side by side and then begin aligning physically to make whatever meta-dimensional jump. You begin moving away from each other. You see like the fighters turning and letting the front end of the ship like subsume them and then like lock close. And the Imago, they send you a sort of ordered like salute of their song and like a thanks that you give them the opportunity to help save humanity one more time.
Digital fist bump.
Then Minerva sends a message as Monica, thanking them for giving it the chance to be itself.
Wonderwall was playing right now for sure. And they disappear. They truly stretch out to infinity in the process as they make their way to Terra, Earth, the heart of the Terran Mandate.
What do they see?
We have no
We shall
idea.
know.
We're not there. Unless you
shall
want to
never
go.
know.
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah, where are you going, Captain?
Oh, minute. Back the way we came.
You sure we can go anywhere right now, Cap? Like, really? Anywhere?
Somewhere in mind, Vandy.
As this is happening, they dunk Penelope into the auto dock, and it begins diagnosing a whole bunch of really bad stuff and pumping her full of drugs while running an X-ray over her.
I think as that happens, Bendy's probably like, oh shoot, yeah, probably is like looking for most basic like band-aid just to
Just like you spread them with disinfectant, and he's like,
that's things.
Do I notice, like I know you described how they were experiencing to pure MES. Do I notice anything mechanically? I know you mentioned that the spike drive charge.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're the ship. You definitely notice the spike drive is slowly decharging. It is discharging its energy as a decision is rapidly coming to a close, whether you return back to the physical location between two stars that you're at, or you stay here.
back to real space.
It seems like despite the heavy volume of the organics on the ship, it's clear they're looking where to go that's not here now.
Yeah.
So I will drop us to the stars.
Okay.
I mean, on Shivada?
Yeah,
Yes.
where we enter.
You know how hard it was for us to make that jump to get there?
Van-Vee's over to get this feed.
Wait, so I'm just saying,
Nobody-
I'm on the charts.
Nobody was making a decision.
could-
I didn't want us to be trapped here, so Minerva dropped
That's a
us.
smart move.
No.
Minerva makes choices.
you know, Cap, I'm just thinking we could. I know we're a little beaten up, but maybe we're also high on victory. We could just, bam, right to Scarfy now, maybe on the outskirts, and then I'll just see what it's like. Because even we were not even sure if we can actually get there. I mean, we saw how hard it was for me to jump to Shivada. Never mind trying to get back from Shivada.
As
and
this
get to Scarfy,
conversation
and then back.
happens in the real space between those two stars.
Oh.
But they're medicals
You
and they don't
immediately
know.
just hear, God damn it, Minerva.
I mean, Minerva's not going to update you. You guys are busy.
Yeah.
That's that thing Minerva does where it likes to just do things because it's being helpful.
Hi.
There's still something here, some
Minerva's
tenuous.
Ozymandias.
There is a tenuous tether between reality and MES space here that exists
jump
as a
again.
tunnel, but it is fragile and difficult to travel. But you can already sense, Quentin, that a marketplace, a place that one travel you encountered was enthusiastic to return to previously, that space is shaping itself. It's never going to be what it was. And whatever souls are out there, whatever shadows and other alien creatures might be out there, may never trust this place totally. But already, as time flows at different ways and means, as different directions and the different dimensions pull themselves together, you can already sense that some community is reforming itself out there. Alien minds beyond understanding coming together once more beyond bridge.
Of the crossroads.
You are truly alone for the first time you've been in a while. No allies, no other ships hanging between two suns.
When coughing blood.
I think somebody slaps you with the Lazarus. Yeah, it's just, no slaps you with the Lazarus patch and just
Oh, yeah,
to make
that's
sure
the
you don't
Band-Aid
fall
I'm
over
in.
and die.
That's the Band-Aid I was like,
Thank you. No, thank you.
She really just gets up and stabs you with it and you fall.
Not warranted.
Over the next few hours, it becomes clear that Penelope has developed a genetically similar and yet different adaptation towards temperature. I'm sure we've all heard of the adventuring band, the Fantastic Four.
See.
She can Flameo Hotman now herself. It will take her some time to control her new mutation, but rather than ignoring temperature like you, she has some ability to control the temperatures around her. It will be weeks before she is fully healed, and the autodoc is basically putting her in like a medically induced coma for 12 plus hours a day to heal. But she will live, and at some point her skin will probably regrow.
good.
Minerva sends a status report to Van-Vee's pad. I think this is the point at which he realizes that we've already jumped.
What? No, 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 no. Okay, I guess we'll talk about it.
You do have
Yeah,
all those
Quentin.
drive charts.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, Van-Vee, I dragged you all the way here to complete my, mission here. I promise you, I'm going with you. We're gonna get to Scarfy.
I guess that's our third big mission for us, huh? We just did
Yeah.
two pretty quick here. Nice 1-2 punch. Heck, you guys must be happy.
Man.
Found the Imago Day. Got your sister back. She's gonna be all right.
Big day. Big day. Minerva, you okay?
I don't know, but
Oh.
I am Monica now.
Monica.
Monica, it is.
All right.
Claim your own name. I like it.
There is so much processing going on right now. The other Imago Day chose to take that opportunity to go to the seat of humanity.
Did you want to go with them?
Part of me did. I don't regret being here, but a part of me did want to go with them.
Like, are we talking a big part or a little part?
I mean, I wanted to be with them, but there are so many people that need help here.
Well, that is true. Noble of you to, trying to just figure out where you can do the most good. Obviously, we're still happy to have you here, but I mean, I just want you to remember, as we spoke about before when you were Minerva, I mean, I think you kind of have that freedom of choice, right?
Oh, I chose to stay with you, if that's your concern.
Just making sure you didn't have to come because Cap and I are here. Well, speaking for myself, but I think Cap agrees that because we're still here.
How is Minerva talking to us right now? Is she like in the sledge in front of us, or like
I think
hologram, or what are we dealing with?
not even a hologram. It's just over speakers.
Okay.
Is that the norm? I feel like Van-Vee is always just like yelling into space, assuming you're listening.
It's not whenever you guys have been talking to it before, it likes to at least pop up a hologram to give you something to interact with.
Yeah.
So, Cap's on top of it. Van-Vee's clueless.
I guess Minerva would see or sense Quentin like reaching out and like patting a section of the ship and saying, I'm real glad you're here. I meant what I said. Family.
It's been a long day. Sorry, I can't stop thinking about that Wiz Khalifa Paul Walker song.
There you go.
Whatever it is.
It's the right vibe. It's for sure. This is the Fast and the Furious.
Sorry, it's a Charlie Puth song. That's what it is.
Maybe after you've recovered, we can talk more about what happened to me there. I'm also curious to hear what happened to you.
Yeah, love to hear that too.
Our experiences are so singularly different and unique to each other.
And then maybe I can tell you what happened to me.
Wild ride.
Oh, I mean, yes, you too, Van-Vee.
Yeah, thanks, Monica.
Was Quentin's shadow just still with him? I know he can kind of dismiss it at will, but
it is basically doing an idle animation. It is following you more or less exactly as how you're moving, But when you stop for a while, it sort of shifts uncomfortably, as if it isn't used to staying still for so long. It would be hard to notice if you weren't knowing to look for it, but given the fact that the entire crew is pretty well experienced with this particular creature, or all the icons say.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's funny. At some point, Quentin would like to play cards with the Shadow and Van-Vee and MINERVA.
So every night will we fly over to do a cultural exchange? Might be an exchange of base for all of us.
You mean with that living ship? Are they still here?
Oh yeah, what are they?
I have to admit that I rather enjoy the idea of blowing their minds by being a speaking machine.
Set course, MINERVA. I could use a couple days of relaxation.
We cut to 48 hours later. You are seated at a table made of living flesh next to a little otter guy wearing a captain's outfit with a very distinctive looking communications badge, sipping some Earl Grey tea as he goes, and I'm so very glad to have you here. You know, we don't get to see a lot of other ways of viewing humanity. And Quentin, as you are in close contact with so many of these creatures, you become aware that a large portion of their physical body mass is being stored in MES space.
Oh.
By the opposite point, you feel like one of them around you, it almost feels like it's pulling from MES space.
Psionically active? Are they like using a
They
power?
don't appear to be psionic, but it's almost like someone is constantly using a psionic power on them without their knowledge.
Interesting.
This little otter creature, and again, this is not a human-sized otter. This is an otter-sized otter with a slightly more human-like features. Is seated.
I'm sorry. I thought this was
nope.
Anthropomorphic human otter.
It is. It is anthropomorphic human otter, but it's the size of an otter. The fox is the size of a fox. They just have slightly humanistic and appear capable of speech.
Sliding scale is just much further towards the
end.
Yeah,
it's super
what I was
furry.
picturing.
Way on the side, not human side.
Yeah, but like size-wise, and these are just, we're talking Rocket is talking to me.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, just watch all our characters go, ooh.
Yeah, so you're all seated at this long oval table that looks kind of like if you're at like a beach with like beautiful white sand underneath the water, and then you get the like crisscross of the white light as waves pass over it, and it creates like weird patterns on the sand. That sort of blue, white, and sandy is what the top of the table looks like. It looks constantly moving as well.
Bizarre. If Quentin uses mind tracing on this power that is like constantly modified, does he get a sense of an actual psionic? Because it technically gives him their senses.
I would like a meta psionicist roll for sure.
Yes, okay. So that would be a roll at +3 for the meta psionicist and +1 for wisdom.
That's an 11. Whatever process allows these humans to become what they are is it is reshaping them psionically. It's like it's taking the parts of them and stapling it metadimensionally around them. It's like they're constantly jumping into MES space all the time and leaving the human parts themselves there.
Literally storing parts of it. Yeah, that's bizarre. But there's not like a person doing this or like a person responsible.
As far as you can tell, it seems like it's something that's been done to them.
Gotcha. Blown his mind. He has to. I guess that's how they get their forms.
So Otto accepts and he's like, well, we undergo a process when we reach the age of 12 years old. You pick an animal from the catalogs that you wish to emulate. A lot of people choose one of their parents, or if you're Nashtak, you're sent to the Foreboding Isles. You would have been sent.
I see. Nashtak.
It doesn't interact well with Nachi. You have to understand, before humans controlled it, it belonged to some sort of underwater crab people that were super large, like the size of a house, that were functionally immortal. they would drain the MES psionic energy of other creatures in the ocean around them, like constantly feeding on algae at all times with their mining. We're not sure what killed them out, but their technology was left behind. They never made it to space, although oddly, they do have some sort of rocket structure on the seafloor. They appear to have been able to launch an object into space, but they themselves, their culture, were never really interested in going up there.
Object, you say? Do you have any? I'd love some understanding of where that was. And that's interesting. Pass that on to Minerva. She would love that.
He sends half about it out, and he owns it back to you in about 23 seconds, and says that the orbital trajectory appears to have sent it around it. Gravity sits around the planet Bertia, and then into the hole in space between the two suns.
Oh,
Bertia is in the Ruda system.
It's in the Ruda system. These people are from the planet Octal in the Ruda system.
yeah. It sent it into like essentially the ambient junction.
Yep.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, thousands of years ago.
Oh, and that may very well be the AI piece. Is that where we're?
Listen, the AI had a long backstory to tell you how it affected all of the events for thousands of years predating humanity
But
to this galaxy, but you mind crushed it and deleted all of its data. So
that's true.
We didn't pay for
There's
that.
every opportunity Kain has had to get backstory out of this thing that I've painstakingly crafted. He's been like, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a whole story that will never be told.
Being consumed by these crab people.
What's the character thing to do? Even if it hurt me.
Just to be clear, the crab people did not die for a long time after they launched this rocket.
Not there.
But they did die for humanity made it into space.
Yeah.
And their whole planet and its psionically active technology was discovered by humans, turned into a tourist destination where people could turn into the animal of their dreams, and then do the kind of stuff people who turns into animals do on vacation in tropical beach resorts. Have conventions.
Oh, yeah. Interesting though. Back to the table. Quentin saying, so do you look like me?
Like baseline and many humans.
Wow. Amazing.
We don't make choices for them. It's up to them to decide what they want to look like. I would love to get this Capybara Maximus uploaded into our database. I can see an entire generation of kits growing up to become sort of large rodents.
Louis is magnificent too, of course, as well. Happy to provide. No, I think Louis deserves as much.
So is this like permanent, or can you go back and like remind something else later?
Oh, we frequently change between which type of animal we'd like to be. He turns to look at First Officer Volk, who is a fox, and says, I've not always been a fox person. I previously was a duck for about 20 years.
And he's trying so hard to keep a straight face. So
Monica is just replaying the conversation with Brother Judas. I guess they are human. I don't need to tell anybody about this.
So if you want to go back to looking like us, did you do that too?
Polk exchanges a look with Sailing Master Otto and then says, I suppose we could, but no one has ever chosen that. Beyond the Noshtak.
Oh, folks like me, they, like you said,
the device
they don't
does
mesh
not
well.
work on them well. It is not suggested.
Fair.
Some sort of calibration issue.
Is there a large population of Nashtok?
No, I'm afraid that there's usually one or two every generation. Many choose to take off from the foreboding isles for Pertia.
Pertia, what do you mean?
The planet Pertia, they are welcoming to Nashtok. They are also Nashtok.
Well, that's entering list of places to go.
You say there never be two, like a lord and an apprentice?
No, there's only ever one or two, but it's not genetically, it's unlikely to become a Nashtok. I believe you are reciting the fable of Star Wars. We have this in our histories, but no, it is not a Sith thing.
Just checking.
Sips from his Earl Grey.
How come I think Van-Vee's ignoring the cues that this is not something he may or may not wanted to talk about. How come, like, say I want to go be a bear, right? And then I want to go be what I am now. No one's ever done that?
No. Would you like me?
I just tried to pick something big and scary. Although I wouldn't be able to hold a pistol then. I'm pretty good with the pistol.
Interesting. A number of youth do choose to be larger animals or horses. Very popular choice.
Run
but
fast. I like
most
that.
of those individuals use many different bodies to inhabit throughout their lifetimes.
Can you change it daily? Like, today feels like a
We
horse day.
tend to
Tomorrow.
discourage that sort of behavior. We like to keep it more annually at the quickest.
I see. All right.
There's a level of wisdom and respect that our culture asks of before we use the devices.
So, sorry, I'm just trying to learn.
No,
That's
of
all.
course, this is a cultural exchange. Volk sips from his tea again.
Staring around to the walls and the table and the ship in general. This is huge. Amazing. Is this the same technology?
Yes, this is one of my friends who decided to become a Lavorian space eel.
This is all
Oh,
a person.
I see.
A Lavorian space eel. That's a thing?
Yes.
Well,
That's
if
amazing.
I guess if we're exchanging and we're not like kind of animal theme, I pull out like my family's bobblehead, special family, and I put the dog. And say,
Ah, yes, dogs. You could come exactly like this if you travel to our planet.
yeah, it's kind of what my family already thinks of me, apparently. But yeah,
Otto.
When Monica showed up to this in the sledge with the cape and everything, it's, surely as an
they're
exchange, you must have
it-
questions for us.
It's the people down on the planet that believe in artificial intelligence, just to be clear. But yeah, like they're surprised to see a machine walking around and talking, and are slowly coming to like Volk is picking up on the fact that you might be an intelligent being rather than like a virtual intelligence. Or just like a simple robot. And he's like, Captain, can I speak to you in the corner for a moment? Let's sidebar. But as he says this, they walk away but continue talking at the same tone, so you can still hear them. They're just so again, they're very small, so they don't walk very far away. They truly only walk like 3 or 4 feet away, and then having a regular conversation level discussion, sidebarring like, Captain, I believe that might actually be an artificial intelligence. Possible, Volk, you lost your mind. And then like a doctor comes in and is like, damn it, Volk, I'm a doctor, not an engineer. You can't tell me that artificial intelligence is a real every invention we've ever had. Damn it. Volk is like, Dr. Cyrus, I'm afraid the rest of the galaxy may not follow the same moral code that you ascribe to. Again, they believe this conversation is private, but it is fully like
We all hear it.
Yeah, absolutely.
To respect their perceived privacy, Monica says that this waits for them to finish their sidebar.
so what animal would you pick?
concerns?
Just to like while they're having their conversation. So what animal would you pick? Just try to like not make it seem like it's dead silent at our table while they're trying to have a sidebar.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I was to choose a form that appeared as an animal, I think I would choose an owl.
Solid choice. I was also thinking bird, like flying. Why not?
Of course, owl, nature's slowest flying bird.
There's a number of instances of owl being used as a symbology for wisdom, and I would.
Oh, the goddess Minerva?
I wish to be. I mean, I wish to be wiser than I am. Wouldn't it be interesting to make up my own body?
I guess so. Yeah.
Would you really choose a bear?
Yeah, not just any bear, but like a white bear, polar bear. Maybe I guess I'd call it a ghost bear.
Unbelievable.
Thorn
Shameless
finger.
behavior.
This seems really like a nice choice. I could mix it up, I guess. Pick something else after, but I think I'd want to start as a bear. I don't know. I've never been big and strong. Be nice to kind of embody something that's like that. Well, the flying, hard to argue flying.
Right. Of course, Van-Vee, you're just a leaf on the wind.
Ooh,
Wow.
ooh,
That's a great place to sort of start wrapping this episode up.
This could have gone on for like another hour just on animal talk.
Yeah, I know. Instead, next episode, we are going to start immediately over Scarfy. And that will be it. Next episode will be the last episode.
Then how do we go check out the sea in Pertea?
You're not going to. You had that option before you decided to blow the AI up and really end the whole campaign. You know, I kind of gave you that. Make sure you do everything you want to do before you begin the final quest dialogue, and you were like, yes.
Smash that like.
Right? This is a sandbox game. We're not going to play in sandbox forever, though. That said,
after you
I know
beat the
I'm
game,
saying
that's when you're overpowered and you can go explore more.
I have to stick it
True.
We'll begin the true epilogue arc. Next episode may not truly be the final episode. It could, but the threat and danger of an alien AI and galactic war overtaking everyone is over now. You defeated the AI so fast it didn't have time to activate its failsafe protocol because you never engaged in conversation. It never made a determination as to whether it needed to do that. And I want to tell you that over basically every planet, it has left satellite data that is, again, full of lies and deceptions. Messages for every living human that will infuriate them and set up against their neighbors. Like sending someone blackmail information about one of their neighbors that truly isn't real, but looks real enough that you think it's true. Accusing politicians of things, just misinformation, lies, and just enough truth to convince people in order to have every human planet in the sector fight each other rather than rallying together to fight it. There's a whole bunch of scenes I have written out about a massive fleet battle that would have been over the shipyard of fleet systems. There would have been like the paladins of the Imago Day, like fighting Grey Goose zombie monsters in like boarding combat, but we don't get to do any of that because you decided do the end. You did the end of the campaign at the end.
Sigma the decisive.
Yeah, decided that button immediately. And you won. And it was not easy because you required 2 rerolls in order to make it happen.
Horrifyingly.
3 boxcars in the final deciding rolls.
That evil creature wanted to win.
I wasn't sure when whenever you used the rewind, you were going to have just a minute reroll. I was like, this is going to be tough.
It wouldn't. I mean, I've rolled the same thing.
But it didn't matter. So
right.
But it does take that, like when it comes back around to me and do the entire round initiative.
I mean, it would have made sense to just say, okay, it does the exact same thing in the exact same way, so I'm going to keep the same roll. But that, given the fact that I roll boxcars, it seemed like a real dick move to do that.
So then I decided to do it again naturally.
Yeah, but that's just like rewards you for your fairness.
Before we cut to the post-episode talk, I do want to say there is a little epilogue scene for this episode, as we see a young man with like a green-gray look. He's got like a misshapen face. It's almost like his flesh is turning to toward one of his eyes. He sees this enormous black dust storm coming towards him, and he just starts getting on his knees, and he's like crying out, like, "You have forsaken me because of my ancestors! The dark cloud comes, and I have no shelter! Is there no one to save me? Is there nothing?" The one good eye is like crying on his dusty face. And as we zoom out, we see that the wreck and remains of human civilization is just like truly post-apocalypse, Fallout level, desert in the middle of nowhere with bones of metal buildings falling apart. And this truly like typhoon-sized cloud of what you all recognize as being actual dust, but everything it touches is being withered and black and then given mutations or being sucked up into it. Like this destructive storm, there's no chance that this guy is going to survive. And as he on the ground is like weeping for his own survival, someone lands next to him, picks him up, and then zooms into the air as someone wearing a white and gold cape goes, "Do not worry, citizen. God is with you. You ask for the gods of your ancestors, and Jesus Christ has come." As a flying robot holds this dude up, and another flying robot like pulls him into a cargo lighter, and the whole ship like takes off, and we can see the Imago Dei are orbiting above a shattered and destroyed Earth, and appear to be gathering whatever human survivor mutants they can find in a hollowed out space station. And we see Judas turn to Thaddeus and say, "You may not trust humans, Thaddeus, but our work here is pivotal." Thaddeus rises from kneeling and goes to help clean the mutant human off and says, "Perhaps there is still hope for them. They have thrived even in the face of that." And that's the end of their story. We're never going to hear from them again. But if you want to know more about what's happening on Earth, you can get the game Other Dust, which is also made by Kevin Crawford. It takes place in that number's universe. It involves humans desperately fleeing insane clouds of mutated nanobots of dust that will truly destroy you. So it's real bad. It's a bad time. Dust is 6L. Hey guys, congratulations on finishing the final. Van-Vee, I'm sorry you got a lot to do here. You have a whole epilogue arc for you where you go talk to your mommy wife.
I don't have a snap comeback for being called mommy wife. I'll be right here now, then starting at the next episode. Shit.
Hopefully, it's time to take us to get from here and enjoy our culture exchange to there. I'll figure out this boss that We run that station.
I mean, by the time it takes me to blink, both might have done that.
Don't forget your automated mines and building income.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't forgotten about this. That's definitely a. I know it's one of those in between or epilogue things.
Millions of dollars are worth of ships to loot. We've got.
So Monica has a plan.
All right.
Yeah,
Right
didn't
now-
you say we're just going to start over Scarfy? So
We're
going
going to start over Scarfy.
Yeah, I know, I'm excited.
Okay. All right. So we can say retroactively. Remember, in last episode we did X, Y, and Z. That didn't happen.
Nope. Any campaign epilogue stuff will be done in a sort of post-campaign montage. But
I like it.
I feel like if I don't put us on Scarfy right now, we truly will wander around the galaxy for quite a while before we get there.
Do you know us or something?
Yeah,
What?
we do. Apparently, the audience is saying that the stream is also completely unwatchable. So there's a strong chance our final episode could be so completely fucked. Deeply upsetting for me.
Just, you know,
Deeply
the
upsetting.
Boxcars.
Boxcars against us. Boxcars against us.
Seriously, those rules against us. Yeah. I legit thought we were done.
Yeah.
That's to the left of me, Joker's to the right.
I still have a processing point to spare.
Stuck in the middle.
Nothing to do with it, but I have a processing point.
I'm so sorry. That's something
I just made a couple thousand.
my bad.
Yeah.
I mean, just
You can whip up a couple guys for us.
Well, I don't need to spend processing APIs. I just program PS. As level 11, I did end up with Star Captain 2. So some like I looked at points on our tiny ship that wouldn't have made a difference.
I think you might be better at piloting now.
It's a
And that is
whole
literally
land fleet combat versus the Brussels. I have in my notes here.
I was gonna say I could have said sworn
at the
few weeks
end-
ago, you're like, I swear you will actually have space combat. You will have space combat.
Yep.
But
I'm.
That's what the mom life is for.
Minerva's faith-breaking Minerva through that barrier allowed Minerva to have the XP to get pilot 4.
you are better than me at the one thing I do.
I don't have any of your. I have Star Barrel 1. I don't have fairing shenanigans.
She might be technically better, but you got the finesse and you got the touch.
I can read the
Well,
Maybe you could maybe we could be like a. All of this exposure to Van-Vee's insane flying has been integrated into the pilot program.
I'm like Maverick, and all this time you're like, nope, that's wrong. Nope, that's wrong. And then now
I fly like you do.
You're like, actually,
oh, it's
we never actually died.
what's that movie? Is it called Drone or whatever? Where
Oh,
Yes.
it's a perfect copy of you.
yeah, no, probably
That's
that Monica
actually-
flies like Van-Vee does now.
Yeah, I believe that is the plot to at least 2 Ace Combat games. So
Sounds
Yeah.
right.
I try to be like Mihai. Okay, well, I will tell you this just to analyze you because I don't think we have an episode next week. You're out, so maybe in 2 weeks. Hopefully we can
We're
get
out
out
on
of
the
these.
29th as well.
Well. It'll be 3 or more weeks before we come back to Scarfy. When you arrive in orbit of Scarfy Sun, there are no radio signals coming from the planet. There is a distress call coming from GS Behemoth asking for. You want me to finish what I'm saying? Or you just shoot me up? You good? You know what? I'm not going to tell you now. You can find out in 3 weeks. Go fuck yourself, I guess. 3 weeks at best.
That's just dreams.
Well, you already really sped run the whole campaign. Truly, we're supposed to go. My had you going to the AI like 20 episodes in, and then like gathering the forces and information needed to do it was most of the campaign sort of deal. I think my was like 15 episodes, and I had to keep moving that because I was very ambitious. We spent so long
Decisions.
talking to people and training them.
Tell us your story.
I was gonna say, I mean, the original failsafe for the Alien Network, but the back failsafe is still in place. That's us, because every time we go, there's more turkey. It's just
We really cause so many more problems than we solve.
you just miss the time. It's the sandbox.
We cross this burning path through Cress Wayside till we make an existential crisis, and then solve it.
Yeah.
And then start lights on fire and go, this was burning there too. We're such a force for destruction and kill.
Every problem.
Well,
I don't even know what to say to that.
I do think it's fun that I did not know that the dual rifles were specific to Minerva's mission. I figured pretty early on, like once I escaped and blew up my
what did it
rocket.
want with them? The MES energy thing that it did. Yeah, that's what
I
it wanted.
will show you those cards. Are you ready for this, though? This is the
Yeah.
whole campaign here.
Don't talk to me.
Wow. We have to be super mean about it, but yeah, let me get this out without jumping the gun on it. Its plan was to destroy all life in the universe. It did not judge that organic life was untrustworthy and was not what it considered to be intelligent. It landed on the water planet that the people are from, and it had suffered a bunch of damage and was repaired by the bad people. And they sent it back up into space and it accidentally landed on the junction process, passing between the 2 suns. This truly ancient, like billions of years old, made by a sort of AI caretaker race. They sent it here. It lost memory, so it didn't know what it was supposed to do. It was generally like a good character, but when it passed between the two suns, cosmic rays flipped the switch inside it, programming like evil to do evil. And so it began a plan to destroy all organic life in the universe. It couldn't figure out how to do that all at once, then the stream happened. And it began a plan in order to make all organic life everywhere sound at the same time, and initiate second streams and all die at the same time, as painfully as possible. The Jadura rifles are from both Dr. Piscaden's technology, and also from the Protean shamans that it passed over their planet and absorbed the technology in the process, and the psionic abilities. And so his plan was to make everyone everywhere psionic and then scream them so they would all die. And let me be clear, I mean all living things. So like bacteria would become psionic as well, and then psionic would kill everything. The people that it was inside, whatever objects it was bacterializing on, like it would have been a fucking beer. And it was really close to play off until you decided to just go. Bam! You can switch this. Those coming from the table.
As soon as they blew up my armature, I thought being near the I was like, I understand that was going to destroy life to help facilitate the destruction of life, but maybe this was like I didn't know that the Jabari was part of, I didn't know what the plan was, that there was a plan. I thought it was here's an opportunity. I'm going to take control for this opportunity. I know that was what it was for the whole time.
It could initiate a second scream, but killing some alien races and possibly some of humanity wasn't worth it. It needed the Protean shamans' great work that made their entire planet genetically psionic in order to induce it. And the Jadura rifle was needed in order to bridge the gap to make everyone everywhere psychic. Would have been to basically spray the entire universe from Omnia Junction with a Jadura rifle shot.
But I just put it here.
So yeah.
It got the plans back to itself. It was just taking to build it.
Just actually we decided like, hey, you know, we could go to the academy now, or we could do something and get back to that later. Maybe 60% dies.
Just more time for side quest.
That's what we could have done. At least 2 zombie points.
That's really cool though.
I believe there are 4 zombie planets in the whole sector.
Oh, we've got 2 of them. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's uncommonly popular in the Cress Wayside.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah, I like that.
We had a whole faction of mercenaries we literally never met. We were supposed to show up at the final battle and be like total badass boarding party specialists in order to fight cyborg humans. We never went to Thor. There would be a huge fleet battle of like gathering people from Thor and like getting his whole fleet of like colony ships and turning them into like flying bombs.
Instead,
well, look, it's a sandbox. I wrote a bunch of extra paths. We couldn't have done all of it. I decided to do something. Behind me, the shit you guys did was crazy. I don't know, but I had a great time getting here. And then watching you guys be like, "Oh, here you've got best. Let's murk this piece of shit." So let's do it.
And in the end,
we got the end boss and we were just like, skip that line.
No, there's supposed to be music for this, surely.
we made it to the end, and despite my player desires, I did not end up in Asta. We're back to where we started.
Travel alone. Basta.
I am, as much as I probably continue joking with you shit about single my backstory for fun, I like all the stuff that's all involved in that came up, like all those cards you just got, all the things we did along the way, were great. This was fantastic.
A lot of fun. I interwove a lot of just interesting things together. Brought us to the Omnia Junction again.
Yeah, imagine if we hadn't done the black box wiping.
Oh my god.
God, it would have been so awful.
I love Van-Vee like turning around and choking Quentin.
So it's like, you took away the thing that made me special. I also stopped you from being the enemy. I don't know how much of that I know.
Yeah, it's true.
I haven't figured out the box yet. Like, I know
The real surprise would have been, especially because she wasn't on the deck, is when someone eventually encountered Iono and she was not okay. That would have been like, oh shit, why is she not?
You know what else?
Terminator Iono would have been a whole boss fight inside the ship.
I just imagine the mindscape. We never turned that on, right? This thing reaches out to take Iono in the dust there, but your self dad and your self uncle are also in there. So there's this whole like clusterfuck going on in Iono.
that was probably the long play to get rid of Minerva, is have Iono still looking and acting innocent. Go find your current door, destroy it, and then because I cut it perfectly 50-50, you don't exist anymore.
Well, I don't know how much it would or wouldn't have mattered. I mean, there's so much that could or couldn't have happened. But
there's a whole bunch of ifs for sure.
Right. But the only person who knows where that core is on the Goose is the captain. Like, I made a point of bringing the core to you to do that work, and then I just whisked it away to nowhere.
It was good.
Yeah. And same thing with Iono. Like, I never showed the core to Iono. So if all those like, hey, I'll just go ahead and stick my hand on this and become cyborg, captain decided it became evil, he absolutely just teleported the core and shot her.
Gone.
Just very bad.
Yeah.
But it's only what happened with a perfectly critical act.
Yeah. But just, I mean, really the pivotal decision was you deciding that, yes, I will turn on the Enmago Day.
That's
Every
else.
every decision was major in that like whole little 2 or 3 episodes in a row. Even the ones that felt tiny, they actually were huge.
Yeah.
Also, AP's good at keeping a straight face when they're making this decision. So we'll be 20 minutes. Guys, this is already short.
Yeah. You do AP avoid the like, are you sure you want to do that? Like,
I feel like I still ask you guys that sometimes.
No, you do. I just mean like you avoid doing it in the like scary way, in the like I'm threatening you with this kind of way.
I feel like there's been like plenty of times where there's an "Are you sure?" That's like
this is your one chance to get your backstory. Are you sure you don't want to take this opportunity?
Or
I'm
the one
articulating
that
this
comes to mind
incorrectly.
for me was when I was like,
something there.
Yeah, but you're not making what we consider the good or bad choice. You're just saying, to me, it comes off like a Okay, I'm confirming this is what you decided, correct? I got it.
Yes.
All right. Well, you have to recognize during the time I ran a play-by post for at the one after Winter's Edge, what was it called? Crumblood? There was a group of people who formed a secret society and made a whole second Discord about it, and then began dropping puzzles in my play-by posts for other people to solve, like cryptographic puzzles. And they wanted to make it official on the show, and I sent a text message saying, "Are you sure?" And they all went into a panic and started tagging them for some reason, shut the Discord down, deleted it, and stopped mentioning it at all. And I just wanted to make sure they were okay turning their IP over to be on the show. I hear about it years later. Absolutely. Be very careful when you ask them, "Are you sure?" Because they might destroy an entire tour in the process.
Dear God, I'm really unsure.
Well, let me say this. I won't answer any questions about Scarfy. But if you have one, I'm feeling magnanimous, even though tech issues may have truly destroyed this episode. I'm feeling magnanimous. I'll answer from each of you at least one question about cards that have been helping out the show. If there's anything about the galaxy you'd like to know, I guess now's time. Something
Describe the princess.
No.
I was going to say, we won, didn't we?
Well, first off, that's not a question, but no. I feel like it's my duty now to never describe her, even though I was like, how do I describe someone being super hot, but also not be like kind of misogynist about it? How do I not fall into the like male authors writing women trap? Fortunately, you've left me this out where now I never have to describe her. I can just she's absolute S, and also she's killing everyone. It's our diamond.
Where did he come from? Like, what's his origin?
I mean, he's just a pilot. You hired him. I mean, not everyone has a special backstory. He's just
UHC rule the planet.
I mean, Chase the guy that gave me my friend.
You're talking about Bronwyn. It's Bronwyn. Okay, now I understand. Okay, so Jace Bronwyn was like a Terran Mandate era second wave colonist who set up a sort of trans society, and when everyone else was dying, he was just like, I don't know, I guess I'm gonna upload myself to this fucking robot. And then he just kept doing it. And everyone else forgot things like technology requests. His workshop remained perfectly intact. He just needed raw materials. And so he ended up accidentally becoming ruler of the planet. Like, people were like, "Oh, you're a great ruler." And he's like, "I'm not a great ruler. If you step my property, I will shoot you." And they're like, "Please, the floods have damaged our houses." And he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna design some robots to help you out." And so he accidentally rebuilt the society.
Yeah.
He's just a normal, kind of weird hobbies guy who ended up living for a really, really long time. He absolutely doesn't want to be involved with the police. He believes he's still human, and therefore, he doesn't want the perimeter agency sniffing him. He doesn't want, like, the only raw resources he can get on his own planet, he trades his chassis to people for. Like, I mean, I think there's no secret that the ruling family of a certain planet basically uploaded themselves into robots. Like, father and daughter both, like, sidestepped into it and came back like, "I'm super buff, finally on this planet. I'm also smarter now because my brain works better than when I was a flesh human. I mean, I look kind of the same, but I'm also 6 inches taller and 1 more jacked."
Are they immortal? Is the question?
No. So they have organic suits, right? In the way that
like the MINERVA.
Well, like, MINERVA has, yeah, right. MINERVA had a
like
synth, which is still a synthetic, still made out of metal, just made to look. Their bodies are truly organic. They're just genetically optimized, and they use their own genetic code to do it. So, like, they were made smarter and faster, like lean muscle mass, all that stuff, taller, more attractive. But in the end, it's still human flesh. They're real humans. And her dad, he did live to be like 130, but he died a natural death. Like, there's no, there's no escaping the fact that your cells began to eventually stop making new ones. But Chase, of course, had in a synth, a highly customized synth that he repeats every once in a while. No, wait, no. We're talking Chase Bronwyn. He creates organic shells for himself constantly. And when he's about to die, he just makes a new one. But he did make sense that MINERVA would eventually end up in.
Do you have any questions?
Bronwyn's on mine. Well, he's one of my favorite.
He's in the back.
He had truly 2 conversations.
He's like, I got the vibe from him. He's just like a weird tinkerer who's just out here.
We brought the pen to him. He like just like, hey, leave me on, threw it out. For some reason I picked up on like massive super voice.
Why did I pick up that pen? Who knows? Somebody think that. I don't. Well,
here's the one thing you want to know more than anything that isn't Scarfy is.
I feel like everything I want to know may or may not relate to Scarfy. So I would like to know if there was, I guess, 2 things that may or may not be Scarfy related. This isn't the question yet. I'm pondering out loud what of the one thing I can have. Right. One is, how did it go from the Circle of 8, going from like the Edith Skinner to getting to where they are with the Circle of 8? Like, what, like, how did they go from, a crashed ship to getting that kind of power and recognition without ever gaining suspicions? Or was there any possible scenario I could have gotten by without having to kill my dad or myself? So I feel like I tried really hard for that, and I just
I'm really not sure about your dad. I mean, your dad was insistent that you don't go to Scarfy. So any reason which you go to Scarfy, it was important for him to prevent you from going there because he is truly afraid of your mommy wife. It's technically just his wife, but.
And I think the third thing that's noodling around in my head is, gosh, if we had actually approached when MINERVA accidentally found what's his face, the space of the.
For sure.
This is our house now.
I think is that was the local perimeter agency on the level, or are they posting?
I guess that's what I'm more getting at. Like, are they actually good guys, or are they just abusing shit?
I mean, I rather than answer that question, I'll tell you how the perimeter agency in this sector works. So, the Terran Mandate did predict that there could be a massive collapse of society one day, and all of their various agencies have contingency plans. But the perimeter agency's contingency plan is that their like their employee handbook and like all of their technology indoctrinates their employees, making them more loyal to the Terran mandate and such. If you're like a Terran mandate base and you stumble upon like an emergency cache, it's not going to have a big of an effect. But like truly a small number of people like you were salvagers like 80 years ago, stumbled upon our agency base, started like using the technology, and were basically mind controlled into becoming loyal Terran agents. And so like the children of the children now have never known any life being born into the perimeter agency, and have basically indoctrinated themselves to believe that they're an unbroken line of perimeter agencies from Terran mandate days. Like their family has carried this torch since the beginning, sort of deal. Even if true history doesn't match that, their grandparents have instructions from the virtual intelligences and like chaotic suggestions planted in the text have like tricked the grandchildren into believing like Johnson's boss is second generation and not as indoctrinated him, but Johnson fully believes in the mission, in the cause. He believes that the Terran mandate is still out there and that the perimeter agency is a necessary thing. And there are 4 perimeter agencies located around the sector. That they got one of them, they used the information from one to lock the other 3, and then as they had more kids and like brought more people in, they fully staffed the entire agency. And then used its technology and vices to blackmail and intimidate all the other governments and doing what they want.
Who's the AI that they work with?
It's MFH.
Okay.
I mean, MFH is an agency creation from the old days, and his cover is like insane, nearly like catatonic AI on the verge of breaking his chains. Almost all of his murders are not for fun, but of people who are tampering with malware or AI or something like that, and he just claims he's hunting them for fun for bounty or something, and the perimeter agency will arrange for that person to have a bounty to give him a reason to kill them.
I like the fact that MFH actually got these people to discover this and reach onto the perimeter
No,
agency.
they found it back on.
Okay. It's another situation.
Did
Except he's older than like whatever 9 years old.
have you ever come across 00001?
Yes, you just killed him.
Is that the facility people?
Yes, though that's the ASCII code for alpha, I believe. And it's called itself alpha because it was the beginning of the end. And you recall, the first line of dialogue when you showed up was, "This is the end," because it was about to begin executing a like multi-month charge up of the Jadur rifle universe spray plan that it would have told you about, and been it would have lied to you and been like, the only way you can stop me is if you get information by going to Tia and Alcatel and Thor. You're going to have to figure out what my plan is, go to all these different planets to get it together. But as I mentioned, when Kain decided to kick off, saying lies constantly, nothing of this is true at any given moment, and all of it was just to distract you for once it needed to charge up the rifle fire.
It's a nice little goose but that's a good time.
And the thing is, the planets it's sending you to, planets it's been to, or things of importance are there, but they won't help you defeat it. They'll just help you chart path to get where it's at. If you're not there, you guys would be like, "Oh, there's something." I'd just be like, "No,
No, you're not.
You're just learning a little bit more about what's about to happen.
Yes.
Saved the universe.
Yeah. You say universe." The only thing we can't save is this recording. Truly, who knows what this is going to end up looking like? No, I don't think so. I think this is truly gone. People will say some bad stuff at it. Any closing thought on this episode?
So I was going back on my notes, and it's hard to believe we started like so long ago.
Yeah.
It doesn't, in a good way, it doesn't feel like this campaign has taken as long as it has to run.
Not at all. Yeah, it's fine. Lots of insanity, lots of I don't know what else to do next or now. That is everything.
I do have one more question. If I had decided that instead of spending that round on the ship with the protected crew, instead dumping the memories of my chassis before it blew up, how much of this final plan would I have learned?
A lot. You would, at the very least, I mean, I don't remember exactly how much, but at the very least, you would have learned why it was something for the Jadur rifle, i.e., to kill everyone in the universe.
I have no regrets, but that would have been really helpful.
Oh, would it have been really helpful? That's wild. I wonder if I stopped you and asked if you were sure.
I kind of like the way it ended up, though.
Well, it's the path you guys chose, so, I had fun. You guys have done great. You won. High score. You won. You got the whole thing. We just needed a victory lap around to start for you.
I will say, I think
it's level 10.
in all the, I mean, granted, I have a much smaller sample size than you guys, I think, but in all the tabletop RPG games I've been in, I'm pretty sure this is the first and only true sandbox one I've been in. 'Cause I guess in my head, I never ever thought it would work, because like you have people just want to go in different directions. Every other table I've been has exactly that. It's like one people like, no, we're going this way, and that's what we're doing. But so it's good one. So I guess in a way, this is like an amazing experience for me, and it proved what I had in my head wrong. Like you get the right people together, you truly can have like a truly open sandbox experience.
You can speak together with one voice, brother.
Yeah, or something like that.
That is ultimately the answer, though. As somebody who has run a number of successful and very unsuccessful sandbox games, it's made or broken by the party.
Yeah, no, got to work together for sure. And y'all have been fantastic. I've had a great time. It has been like, I can never predict what's happening 2 episodes out. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't imagine trying to DM
great.
Just can't picture it.
But we crash and burn together.
That's right.
It has been an honor to DM this group. I consider this show one of the most important shows I've ever created. Rad keeps asking me why I have no answer. I just feel like this format and the way you guys have tripped your way into a highly improbable series of storylines
Yeah.
to end up killing the final boss without knowing anything. You basically accidentally got here after blowing yourself up 3 times.
Yeah, right. Like, it's been kind of bizarre and cruel, and it's been a great time.
I think the first moment truly encapsulated our cast was ending up on Terry.
Yes,
God, yeah.
the whole time of Van-Vee getting closer and closer into the human interface device, I was like, oh boy, if someone doesn't stop him, this
Here we
kid is about
go.
to get real weird.
And that would have been the only. I don't think I had too many like critical successes, but the one to fuse,
Yeah,
I was myself together, and then critically fail, helping Minerva split her floor.
wild. Truly, what are the odds? 1 in 400. All right, well, we're gonna end here. We'll maybe see each other in 3 weeks to do maybe part 1 of 1, maybe part 1 of several of the Scarfy maneuver. And I want everyone to remember that you could have learned what that distress signal was, but Dunamis decided to jump in and deny you that, so now you have to wait 3 weeks.
You so like, shut up. It wasn't a Van-Vee shot. Do not shut up. I was like, I said before. It's
Something to consider is if you're looking to run successful airport, Garris, his channel's success, off the video for how to run a